a little bit of Hive, right? So we have just started with Hive session yesterday. Practically what we have seen is we have seen how to create a table and how to load the data into a Hive table. Either we can load the data from my edge node, or I can load the data from my HDFS file system. That's what we have seen yesterday, right? And also we have seen like little differentiation on the when we type a command called describe, formatted, and table name. So we get to see the column, we get to see the column names, we get to see the partition column name, we get to see where is the location of this Hive table, we get to see whether it is a managed table or an external table, we get to see what are the bucketing columns which are applied, or the number of buckets, etc. We have seen that. So let's move ahead and let's see some few examples moving ahead slowly. Okay, so whenever we try to study any language or any database, we have some data types, right? So in Hive also we have data types. Common data types are like, we all know, like integer, string, maybe varchar, then double, float. Okay, so these are your common data types which are almost same in any of your programming language or databases. The only differentiation would be, somewhere it would be like string, somewhere it would be varchar, somewhere it would be small int, other place it would be tiny int or big int, and just a small differentiation here and there. Okay, so Hive also provides us the same data types. Okay, so same data types means like int, string. Okay, then we have like double, float, etc. Addition to these data types, Hive provides us with complex data types. Okay, so we'll try to study today complex data types. What are complex data types? Okay, so the first is array. So can you just write complex data types and just write array? Yeah, so the first one which we are trying to see is an array. What is an array? Array is nothing but it's an element, it's a collection of elements of the same type. Okay, can you write a small definition in front of array? So array is nothing but collection of elements of same type. It's a collection of elements of same type. Okay, so what does the same type means? Type nothing but data types. Okay, element means nothing but one a word or one argument or anything you can say. Okay, so just for an example, can you write like let's write few names separated by comma. Okay, in your open parenthesis and close parenthesis, can you write? Or not, no need of parenthesis also, just write, yeah, few column, a few names. Just write, hit enter and just write e.g example. Okay, so what is an array? Array is nothing but it's a collection of elements of the same data type. Okay, write anything like write bat, comma, ball, comma, stumps, comma, ground. So if you see, this is collection of elements of the same data type, which is string. Okay, which means that you will have, in this array collection, you will always have the same data type. You will not have a different type. Like let's say bat, comma, 10, comma, 15.5, comma, say, you will not have the data type like that. Okay, so are we able to understand what is an array? It's a collection of elements of the same data type. Yes, quickly copy that data, okay, and create a file on your edge node. You can paste in the notepad also, and just name this like array underscore file.txt, and create a file in your edge node. Okay, I'm telling edge node. how you will create a file? Can someone help?
VIs. First go to the your LFS folder, CD space LFS folder, CD plus LFS, local file system, LFS. Yeah, VI space pardon me, array.txt. But yeah, array underscore file.txt.
Whatever you can give, it's your call.
You can copy and paste it here. Click on the I. Yeah. Yes. WQ not.
Yeah. So Manoranjan, I guess you'll have to be very clear with all your basic commands. I guess yesterday also we are missing on this. So just try to make a practice, because these small things, I guess we need to pick it up quickly. Otherwise because these small instructions we should not be able to provide to you. So try to work on this. If you are facing any issues, yes, we can support, but these are small things, so let's try to pick it up quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't take it personally, so it's just a small advice.
Okay.
Okay, so can you show the data? You can just type capital A and just press tab. No, cat. No, cat. See, to see the data, there is a cat command, right? Cat, capital A, and just press tab. That's it. Enter. So, okay. So we can see the data, right? So what we have done is we have created a file, okay, and we have created a data. Can you see the fourth column, which is the assets? Okay, and if you see the data of that column, so the column is laptop. It is separated by dollar. Can you see that dollar symbol? Yeah, we can see the dollar symbol. So laptop, dollar mouse, dollar phone. Okay, which means that this is an array. It's a collection of elements of the same data type separated by some delimiter. Okay, so hence assets is a collection of elements, and while creating a table we can define this column data type as array data type. Are we able to understand what we are trying to do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so can you create the table now? So yesterday I have shown how to create the table. Let's start creating the table. First go to the notepad, we'll do copy paste from, and can you before that can you come over here and can you just type Hive? No, not here, this is your edge node. Can you go to the next terminal and can you just type Hive and open the session? So always open your sessions before coming to open all your respective sessions, etc, etc. Okay, so we should be ready. Now let's come to the notepad. Yeah, now let's try to create a table. So how you will create a table, I have shown yesterday. Try to do something and we'll try to correct you. what about that? So what we have done is we have written a create table statement, right? Yeah. So ID is of integer, name is of string, salary is of integer. Yeah. And assets of string. No issues. Now, if you see, now assets is a collection of elements, right? Which is an array. So in spite of string, we'll write a data type called array. Can you write array? And in open, so after array, there is a left arrow and right arrow. No, after y, we just need to specify, means left arrow and less than symbol and greater than symbol from your keypad. Yeah. In between that, you need to write the data type of that array. So it is string, normal, string. So this is how you will define your array data type. Okay. Okay. And what are the other things we need to write? Row format, etc., etc. Can you write that? So there should be a space. Yeah. Row format delimited, fields terminated by comma. Okay, because the data which we are receiving from the file is separated by comma. Okay. Now, addition to this, in the file we are having a column which is having a data type as an array. Okay. For that, we need to write one extra parameter or one extra line. Okay. So what is that line? Collection space items space terminated by the delimiter, whatever the delimiter is. So collection item with the S, collection items terminated space by space in this in the single quote specify the delimiter. What is the collection which are separated with the delimiter? No.
Dollar.
Yeah. So collection items terminated by. So this is whenever you will get the collections in your table, then only you will have to add this argument or this line. Okay. Otherwise, you don't need to add this. And do you have header in your file?
Yes.
So can you add the property which I have shown yesterday, table properties? Yeah, in double quotes, skip dot header dot line dot count. You have to come out of the double quote and equal to 1. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So does this command looks good? So we have seen create table. Okay. Then we are trying to say row format. Then we are trying to collection items. And then we are trying to say table properties. Can you execute this in your Hive? Before executing in Hive, Manoranjan, you will have to use your database, right? You have just opened your Hive terminal. Remember yesterday I have shown the database which we created. If you don't know, you can just type show databases. Show databases. Which database we created yesterday? Hive_db, right? So that should be available for us. Yes. Can you use this database so that whatever activities or table creation which we are trying to do will be under this database? Okay. Now can you create a table under this? Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a table with a name called array file, okay, which has a column assets, and it's a array of string. Okay, now can you load the data into this yeah, you can do describe. If you want to do describe, you can do it's your call, no issues. Okay, so the fourth column is assets, which says it's an array of string. Okay, because array is a collection of items of the same type. Okay, now can you load the data into this table with the load command? Yesterday I have shown. Can you first write in the notepad and do copy paste so that it will be available? It should be small letters. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So what will be the path? Beautiful. So it will be my edge node path. That is correct. Okay, we have loaded the data into Hive table. Can we see the data, please? Yeah. And I cannot see the column names and I cannot see the database name. Means like, can you remember yesterday I have shown couple of set properties command? Can you just remember? Okay, you don't remember, so we'll have to, yeah. So you try to remember those properties. What were those properties? If I want to see my column names, set hive dot cli dot print dot header equal to true. Okay, just remember the syntax. So maybe like just try to remember hive dot cli is nothing but command line interface. I want to print what? Header. So hive cli dot print dot header equal to true. Yeah, can you execute this and we'll be able to see the column names also. Yeah, can you just execute your selects? Yeah. Okay, so we can see the data. So the first column name is ID, second is name, the third is salary, the fourth is assets, the fifth is city. Okay, and if we see the assets column, it is a collection of elements, and collection of elements is in the square brackets. Okay, so which is separated by comma. Good. Now let's take an example. Can you write a small query? Select assets from table name. There. Yeah. Select assets from array underscore file dot, means selects assets from table name. I just want to see the data for that particular column only. No. Yeah. Okay. Now if you see, I'm able to see the assets column, but in the assets I have multiple collection as an elements. So what I want is, I want to find the second. I want to just remove the output from each row. I want to get the second element. Okay, which is, what is the second element? Mouse. For the first row, second row it would be mouse, for the third row it would be B, and the fourth row it would be F. Okay, so if you want to access the elements within a collection, so those are accessed by indexes. Okay, so what we can do is, can we just write select assets, and in the square bracket we'll just write 1. I guess the indexing starts from 0. No, select column name, select assets. In the square bracket you will have to write numeric 1. Yeah, from table name. Yeah, can you execute this now? Okay, so we are able to see some mouse B F. Okay, can you just press up arrow and can you just write 0 in place of 1? So we'll try to see the first element from that array of assets. Okay, I guess we are able to access the individual elements of an array if a requirement comes. Okay, so any questions in array data type? So these are like few data types which are being added in Hive, so hence I'm going through this. Otherwise, like the other data types we all know, like integer, string, varchar, the double and the float and the timestamp and the date and etc. Any questions in this?
Sir, what is this underscore C0 something?
Underscore C0 is by default it is giving a column name. The index like
Okay.
CZ, so it is just defining the column name. Okay, so because if you see, when we were trying to just write select assets from table name, can you just, so it was trying to give the column name a little up. Yeah, but when we were trying to access the index, so it is not, see under a column we have certain indexes, so it is just trying to give the column name underscore C0, so it's just a column name, dummy
Is
column name.
it possible to give any alias for this?
Yeah, for this try to give that alias, see if it works. As let's give test. Yeah, hit enter. We are able to get that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your array data type. Okay, similarly, so we have other data type also. Okay, so let's try to see the other data type now. Okay, any questions in this? So, and can you create a file? Now we are trying to see a data type called map. Map is nothing but a data type of key and value. Okay, so this is like heavily used in programming paradigm. If you go through like Spark, Scala or PySpark, so map is heavily used. Can you create a file? So okay, before that, can you just come to the notepad, line number 50? Can you write something like map? And this is a new data type which we are trying to see. So first data type what we have seen, array. The second data type what we are trying to see is map. Okay, so couple of data types here and there, and then we should be good. Okay, cool. Okay, so map is a collection of key value pair. So I'll share the document today. Okay, I did not share the document, otherwise this concepts are available over there also. It's a collection of key and value, key and value. Okay, so we know what are collections, right? Collections are nothing but elements which are available inside a single column, you can say. Okay. So what is map? Map is nothing but a collection of elements which will contain. Can you just write collection of elements? Collection of elements which will contain key value pairs. Key and value, even that is fine, not an issue. Okay. Now can you copy the data and create a file in the edge node? Yeah. I don't want to create the file with a VI. How is there any other way with which I can create the file? Anyone good in Unix? Okay, let's go with VI then. No, 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 no. Why you're giving array and okay, okay. Sorry, my mistake. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Sir, please tell us the other way also.
Can you just find out? It's just like
Okay.
simple thing. So you just need to do echo and means like we can just there is one echo command, and the other way is like we can use the cat command, and we can use the greater than symbol. Okay. No, no, don't do that. So you go ahead with this thing which we know. Okay, just do cat greater than symbol. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, can you write the file name? Can you hit enter? And can you just copy the data now? Can you paste it and press Control D? Control D is to save and exit. Hello? Control D.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, can you hit enter now? Can we see the data cat space hyphen n and array map.txt? You have not written hyphen n for numeric. Yeah, now the file name. Okay, so I think we need to press the enter because the line that is coming as an extra. Can you just say cat and the file name again? Yeah, so I think that new line character is not coming after the last line, so the line feed is not coming. So that is the thing. Can you just remove this file quickly, and can you create that file again? Just do a double click on that. No need to do like that. Yeah. Yes. Can you clear off the screen, and can you do the cat method same way? Cat method. Cat greater than symbol, which is the right arrow, and the file name you want to give. Yeah. Hit enter. Copy the data. Paste the data and hit enter, and then press Control D. So we'll get the line feed. I hope the means. Yeah. Can you see the data now? Okay, we are able to see the data. Same way how we are trying to do the VI, we can create the file here itself. Okay, but VI is the best thing because there we can just edit the data and etc etc. But there are way of doing things. Okay, cool. So now we have created the file. Okay, now what I want to create a table because I want to load the data into the table of this file. So can you create the table? Okay, so first of all, I did not explain the data. So can you just see the data? So let me just explain. Can you come to the edge node, please, quickly? What are the columns? ID, name, salary, LAPI info, and PF info. Okay. Can you see LAPI info? So yeah. Can you go till the end of this? Cool. Right. Yes. Can you see this is a collection of elements, right?
Yes.
And it is separated by which delimiter called dollar.
Okay.
Can you just highlight it again, Manoranjan, please?
Yeah, dollar.
No. Yeah, dollar. The entire array, I highlight that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, keep highlighted. Don't change it. So if you see, this is a collection of elements, and the collection of elements is separated by dollar symbol. And if we see that the collection of elements is having the same type, which means the same data type. So how I will define this column data type?
Array of string.
Yes, beautiful. Can you just type that column name? And
Notepad,
then,
right?
yeah. And then we'll come to the other thing. So first type array, lappy info. You'll have to give the column name, right? Okay. So lappy underscore info it should be. It's not lappy, right? You have the column names in line number 53 also. Okay, that is fine. Not an issue. Okay. So that is done. Now can you come to the edge node again quickly? Now after that we have a PF info column. Yeah. So yeah. So can you highlight the entire thing till? Yeah. Don't change it. Okay. Now can you see inside? So the highlighted thing is PF hash 500. After there is a dollar. Again there is EPF hash 200. Okay. So there are two values. As I told you, map data type contains key and value. So the key is PF and the value is 500. Same way, key is EPF and the value is 200. Okay, and this collection is terminated by dollar symbol. Got it? So how we will identify a key value pair? So it will have key and it will have value. Okay, so now let's come back to your creation of column. Can you give the column name PF underscore info? Yeah. What will be the data type now? What will be the data type? You have analyzed the
Map.
data, right? Map.
Map.
Yes.
Yes.
And in the open square, left arrow and right arrow, which means less than and greater than symbol. Okay. So how was the data? In the key value pair, right?
Yeah.
And what was the data type of that key and value?
String.
And
No.
what was that? Yeah.
Integer.
Yeah,
Integer.
yeah. Beautiful. So you need to say string comma int. Okay. And the last column is city. Okay, done. So can you just write that row format delimited collection items terminated by? collection items terminated by dollar, and yeah, try to give your table properties, and we'll have to give one more thing. I'll tell you after that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So after line number 61, can you hit enter? Yeah. So we have a map data type also, right? In that there is one delimiter which is nothing but hash. We need to define that also. So what we need to say, map keys, because it has key value pair, right? So map space keys, 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 terminated by whatever the symbol is. So I guess the symbol is hash. Cool. Okay. So line number 61 is for collections. Okay, because we know collection is separated by dollar symbol and map is separated by hash. So we have key value. Remember PF and 200. So in that we had key value pair, in between we had hash. Hence I have written map keys terminated by hash. Can you copy this and execute this? Let's see. Clear off the screen. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, semicolon. Yeah, let's hit this. Okay, so we are able to create the table. Okay, we have created the table. Now can we load the data? Okay, so we are able to see the data now. Okay, so there are two collections. One is array, okay, and the other is map. We know how to see the data for collection. We need as an array, right? How we can see with the index, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's try to understand how we can view the data from the collection map. Okay, so these are collections. Map, list. Actually, we don't have all the collections over here, but in programming languages, we have collections like list, set, map, tuple, array. Okay, so these are called collections. Okay, now here we have seen two collections. One is array and the other is map. We know now how to access the collection array, right? With the help of index. But let's understand how to access the map collection. So it is a key value pair, right?
Yes.
So what we need to do is we just need to provide the key. So can you just write a query, select here, then you can copy paste from here. So I just need to see the column name. Yeah, select, and can we write pf underscore info column name, whatever the column name is, like how we used to write assets. Okay, and in the square bracket, can you provide the, no, this will not be accessed with index. because this is key value pair, right? So we need to provide key. So what is key? PF, right?
Yes.
So in double quotes, can you provide PF? Close the square bracket from the table name. So if you see, wherever the key is PF, we'll be able to see the value. Okay. So if you see PF, and so all the rows are having 500 as a value. Same way I can see for EPF also. Can you just press up arrow and can you just just append, so prefix it with E. Yeah. Okay. So if you see for EPF, I do not have the second row, hence it is coming as null. Where is the data? Yeah, Hyderabad. Yeah. So if you see, we don't have EPF for the second row, so that's why it is coming null. Otherwise, we are able to see the data for every row because the key is available on every row. Okay. So how we will access the data of map collection? With the help of keys. Correct?
Yeah.
So can you write a query to access the assets and access the map in one row? So I just want to access my first array and EPF from my map key value pair. And give this as alias name as, let's say, array column. Yeah. And now can we access the, yeah, beautiful. Let's access, yeah, anything, EPF. Yeah, that is fine. And let's name this as map. In spite of EPF, can you just say map? It's a map column. We try to understand with the collection from the table. Cool. Okay, so it is telling that I think pf underscore info as map. So I think map is a keyword. Maybe like it is not able to recognize. Can you just say map? Can you just add s? Hit enter. Okay. So as map was a keyword, so it was not able to identify. So we have just suffixed it with the s. So, okay. So we are able to access the individual elements of an array and access the individual elements of map. Okay. So this is just good to know knowledge, because in the projects I have never seen complex data types, but we don't know, but we never know, like maybe if you get an opportunity. Okay. So
Sorry, one question.
yeah.
So we do have two collections here, right? I mean, lab info and BF info, and these collections are separated by dollars.
Yes.
So, is there any chance that lab info
No.
is
There will no
collecting?
be chance, because the delimiter will be always constant.
Okay.
So means whenever you are getting the data, so the delimiter will be always constant. It's nothing that after first, let's say first delimiter is dollar, the second delimiter is ampersand, the third
No,
delimiter
it's
is
not like
pi.
that. In lab info, the delimited total delimited is dollar only. But
Yes, yes, yes.
coming to map, is there any chance of some other symbol like at the rate?
No, because see, it's a collection, right?
Yeah.
So collection will be always terminated with the same delimiter. So I got your question. So if it is like in the same file, it will always and always have the same delimiter only. It will never have that this will have a different delimiter or that will have the other delimiter. It will not happen. Otherwise, it will not be possible to handle that.
Okay.
That means always the delimiter should be dollar only.
Always your collections will be terminated with the same delimiter.
Whether it may be a dollar or it may be ampersand also.
It might be ampersand, it could be comma, it could be pipe, it could be anything. That's what I have observed, because whatever exam, even I had the same question. So when I tried to Google, so means, and because I have not got this type of scenario in my projects, we get these type of scenarios mostly in like Spark, and we try to do in that way. So in Hive, we have never seen this. So it is just good to know knowledge. Okay. Okay, so there is one more data type. So that is struct, and let's try to quickly see that, and let's try to wind up the session for the day. So let me just try to share the data. Create a file quickly. Okay. Before that, so struct is like, if you just remember the first complex data type which we have seen is array. Okay, it is a collection of same elements, right? But struct is a collection of different elements. That's the only difference. It's a collection, but it is of different elements. It can contain same elements also, and it can contain different elements also. Yeah. Can we create the table? Yeah, just show the data, and I'll show you that. So which is the first column is subject. Okay, can you just see the subject data? So again, I have used that same delimiter, which is dollar. So it is having a collection of same elements. Okay, subject, first, second, third, fourth column.
What is subject? I'm not able to find subject. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So can you just highlight the data for that fourth column? Yeah. So that is the data. If you see, it's a collection of same elements, right?
Yes.
How we can define this column?
Array.
Good. Can you go to the other column? That is deduction. Okay. So if you see, this is like key value pair, right?
Yes.
How can we define this data type?
Map.
Beautiful. And the last column, if you
Address.
see, now if you see, it's a collection of elements, but it is of different data types. The
String
first,
integer.
the first two are string, and the third is integer, right? So
Yes.
whenever we are having an element, whenever we are having collection of elements of different types, we will define the data type as struct. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go ahead with the table creation. Create the table. I'll tell you what are the changes we need to do. So let's try to do quickly and finish by 8:10, because I need to prepare for the session also. Apart from Ashutosh, I don't see any of the people who are doing the assignments. So I've already given the assignments, and there were 2 weeks assignments which I shared. So from coming week onwards, what I'll try to follow is the people who are trying to do assignments. I'll just share the assignments with them only. So it will not be like I won't be sharing with everyone. So it's your call if you want to do or you don't want to do.
I have done safe.
So post the screenshot. How I will come to know whether you are working or not.
Okay.
Yeah, so post the screenshot so that people should know, we should know, and the people should know, yes, people are trying to do something. So that, see, this is just like a motivation factor that other people get. So yes, if he is able to do, I can also do. So group learning is always a better thing. So that's why I'm just pushing you all. Otherwise, I don't have any issues. So map is again key value pair, right? Yeah. Now let's understand now what is the last column. It address. Okay. Let's write address, and the data type we know now, it is struct. Okay. And in left arrow and right arrow in between. Okay. So whenever we are trying to define the data type of struct, so it is like a weird manner, and it's in a different manner. Okay. Just understand this. Okay. Okay. So can you see the can you just highlight line number 73, address data? Address data. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so can you see the first is MH? MH stands for Maharashtra. Let's understand that. Okay, after that is Pune. Pune, so Maharashtra is nothing but a state. Okay, Pune is nothing but a city, and 411048 is nothing but a pin code. Okay, means I'm just trying to identify or relate the data with some column name, or you can just write call 0, call 1, call 2 also. It's your call. Okay, cool. Now, can you just type the first column name is, let's say, state, STAT, colon. Okay. What is the data type for that column name? Beautiful. Comma. Can you give the second column name? Colon, the data type. Comma, third column name, colon, data type. This is how you will define the struct type. Okay. Okay, so all the 3 columns, I guess everything is right? So I've just concentrated on 3 things. Okay. No. We need to define, Manoranjan, we need to define all those parameters also, right? We are missing those parameters. Row format, they are mandatory. You can just copy line number 60, 61, 62 and 63. Copy all the 4 lines. Yeah, because I think that's the thing which we need to provide. So row format, delimited fields terminated by comma, collections are separated by dollar, map is separated by hash, and as the line is having as a header, looks good to me. That's fine. So struct is again, it's a collection, right? We don't need to define explicitly again. We have already defined line number 78. So that will be handled with line number 70. That is fine. Cool. So can you execute this? Clear off the screen. Yeah. Okay. Can we load the data, please? local in path, the path name is into table. Okay, so it is giving some error. What is that error? Invalid path dot txt, right? Array dot struct dot txt. Yeah. Okay, so load data. Okay, we are able to load the data. Can we see the data, please? Okay, we know how to access the data of an array. We know how to access the data of a map. Okay, now we will see how to access the data of a struct. Okay, so can you just type select address from table name and clear off the screen. Just press Ctrl L. Don't remove it. Just press Ctrl L. Everything will get erased. Yeah, hit enter. So now I am trying to see only the struct column because we know how to access an array, how to access a map. Okay, now let's take an example. I want to access city. So what you will write? Address dot city. So there is a typo, huh? After a double d, yeah, address dot city. So we just need to access the individual collection or element by with its column name. So that's how we will be accessing the struct type from table name. That's it. Okay, so we know now how to access the elements of an array, how to access the elements of a map, how to access the elements of a struct. Okay,
Column 2, if I want to access through column,
column 2, which is column 2? Can you, there is no column 2, right?
so we are given the name as city. That's why we are telling.
Yes. We have not given that column name. If you want to give column 1, column 2, column 3, so while the table creation, you will have to give that column name. Because we have given like a proper naming convention we have given, right? So that's why we are trying to use the column names of address like state, city and pin code. So got it? The different data types, the different complex data types which Hive gives us extra. So these are the 3 extra data types. First is array, the second is map, and the third is collection. Any questions? So I'll stop the recording.